Hey guys, how's it going? John here from Incomesh.com. Today's video is going to look at another graphics platform. Woohoo! Because we all know that there's no shortage of graphics platforms out there. Why am I making another one? Well, this one is called Visme, and the company reached out to me. I've never heard of this company before, but they recently released a brand new version. And as I was kicking the tires a little bit, in my self-quarantine, which we're at right now, I was checking it out a little bit, and I really thought it had a few things that were notable, and I wanted to make sure I showed you guys, because if you're stuck in home like we are right now, or wherever we're at when you're watching this video, graphics are something that can make or break your business. It's something that, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Like that's what we all say. And yet that's what we kind of all do, especially when it comes to online businesses. And right now we can see a huge surge in online businesses coming up there. Not everyone's going to want to have their own graphics designer. They're not all going to want to pay for special graphics. So we want to make sure we have a platform that can enable any user to be able to make professional presentations, social media graphics, infographics, all kinds of cool things. We'll show you what Visme can do because it has a different set of skills than some of the others I've talked about in the past. Okay, so also this little presentation is not much. I put it together with Visme about 2 minutes ago before recording this, just to show you a little bit of what makes this a special platform. All right, so today we're going to talk about Visme. As you can see, really cool animations and graphics and things going on here. So it's an all-in-one graphics and design program for entrepreneurs. It's really designed for that startup, the solopreneur, or the freelancer. If, say for example, you're looking for a way to make additional income at your house, you can contract out logo designs, presentations, webinar designs. Anything you can do with graphics, you can do inside of Visme, and it has a pretty cool interface I'll show you here in this video. So it's great for infographics, presentations, social medias. You can make GIFs with it. That has really cool illustrations, a lot of cool stuff to take a look at here, and more. All right, before we dive into the platform itself, I want to show you some of the pros and cons to see if you're in the right place and if this is something that you would be interested in. So on the pros side here, it's really easy to use. You'll see here a lot of the intuitive things you're used to having in platforms like Keynote and PowerPoint. They've done a good job at bringing in a lot of that power while keeping it simple to be on a web interface. That's the other thing here, guys. If you maybe don't have a PC, if you have a Chromebook or something like that, this is all web-based. So you can start it at the office, if you're allowed to go to your office, and you can finish it at home or vice versa. It's really, really nice like that. It's flexible. Most of your needs for online business graphics are going to be able to be handled inside of Visme. Now, it might suffer a little bit from jack of all trades syndrome, which I'll let you guys be the judge of that. If you're already using high-end designer tools like Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator and some of those, you might take a pass on this. That's okay. This is talking for more of the people who are just getting started. They need somebody to hold their hand and give them an easy interface to make professional-looking graphics. And because they have awesome designers, I'm not really a designer myself. I think I have a pretty good eye for things, but I always like to have a good design in mind and then go and build it. They give you a lot of great templates for that here. On the con side, though, do we really need another graphics tool on the platform? I'll show on the next slide here. There are some competitors. I'll let you guys be the judge of it. So far, I'm pretty impressed with this platform. I think it definitely does stand up in a specific environment. And then, can it replace your Google Slides and your PowerPoint? I'm a Google Slides guy. I like it a lot. This one is really getting me excited, but also I think it's going to take some time for the familiarity of a new platform to really overtake what you're already used to. So I want to be sensitive to that. So you can see here, I didn't even change the title. It's supposed to say competitors, but Google Slides, PowerPoint, Keynote for the presentation side, those guys are the juggernauts, right? Like they're huge, they're everywhere. They're already pre-installed on your Mac, or if you buy it, or if you have a Google account, you already have Google Slides. So that's definitely a strong competitor here. As far as the general social media graphics, I know Canva and Crello are two big players in that space. They're also very good. And then for infographics and things like that, Venngage is a really cool one if you're into that. I'm not really seeing as many infographics now as I used to, so I don't know if that ship has kind of set sail and whatnot, but there are also platforms there as well. All right, so that's kind of just a little brief overview of what you can do on the slideshow side, but now check out the platform. So this is visme.co. There will be a link down below if you want to check it out yourself. And let's check out the pricing before we dive into it, just to see what we're looking at here. So it is not the cheapest platform out there. If you're an individual, you'll probably be checking over here. So you can get started for free. So you can do 5 projects for free. a lot of good stuff. So you can definitely kick the tires here, check it out and decide if it's right for you. I think that if you're going to get started to do it for yourself or even for others, that standard plan at $14 per month is probably going to be enough for most people. But then when you're ready, if you really see the value, I would go for that complete plan, which gives you everything in standard. But the big one here is unlimited projects. So we'll talk about what projects are, all the different aspects of it. Let's go ahead and dive into the platform here and show you the dashboard. And you'll know here up at the top, they see you're on the new version of Visme. They just had a overhaul that is really, really cool. A lot of new features have been brought in. We'll cover some of those in this video. So the platform looks pretty simple, pretty similar to what you're used to seeing in other graphics tools. You've got different types of projects here. You can organize them into folders. You can create brands where you can reuse the same brand assets. So if you want to have clients, you can set up a different brand for each one and quickly be able to swap over and have a very efficient workflow here. So let's go ahead and go to the create menu so we can take a look here. I'll hide my face for a minute. So here it asks you very simply, what are you trying to create? So presentations, I just showed you that modern presentation, but they also have 20 different categories of branding and style, 339 creative ones, and then all these other templates here. So if you're looking at getting started with a webinar or anything where you need to present to people in slides, these quickly become more attractive than what you can get from Google Slides. And it takes a lot of the work of animating and doing different things like that. It's already built in for a lot of these. So that's really, really attractive there. On the infographic side, I really want to show you an infographic. So we're going to make one once I just show you the different types. But infographics are super easy to use. Like I love looking at them. I never knew how people made them because it just looks so challenging to make something so attractive. They do a good job here. Documents, if you want to make like printables or opt-ins or free reports or white papers, ebooks, surveys, any of that stuff is here. And you can see they also give you plenty of designs all ready to go. Even things like weekly reports or weekly schedules you could easily make as a freebie. Pretty cool stuff there. Printables, again, so menus, schedules, resumes, syllabuses if you're a teacher or homeschooler at this point. A lot of different things here for printables. I like it a lot. Web graphics, so this is where your social media is going to be. If you want to have a singular type of brand for your blog graphics, you can click over here and you have all your blog featured images or social media sharing posts like that. Leaderboard, email headers, social graphics for the different social networks. You can just click on the different platform you want to create for. And so under Facebook, for example, they have the right one for Facebook ads for the right aspect ratio there, your Facebook cover, your posts, and your page, I guess, profile there. So pretty good, pretty extensive. Pinterest graphics as well, just goes and gives you the size you need for a Pinterest image, and then you can go through and see different categories and dig in. And then you can also, of course, if you want to make something for your sales page and you have maybe a specific aspect ratio you need, you can just go ahead and go to a custom size and create your width and height. And it can either be in inches for print, centimeters, or pixels for screen size. So pretty full there. So let's go ahead and build something. And let's say, for example, we want to build a infographic, because that's one of those things I always see is really challenging to do. I want to find one that I really want to show you here. So let's say, for example, this one is insane. So work remote tips. That could be very relevant right now. You can see this is a really big one, and I'll show you how they can make it so large so easily. We'll say edit to start from this template. You can also start from scratch, of course, and it'll open up into the project editor. Now notice here, this already is like no other infographic you normally see online. And why is that? Because it has built-in animations all ready to go. So you can imagine if you go to preview here, this is how it would look like once you embed it into your website or onto Pinterest. And check this out. Like, I'm going to want to look at this because every single section of this is actually animated. There's actually movement going on, and it's a dynamic infographic. This is pretty cool. I'll show you how they do all this as well. And it says down the bottom there, made with Visme. So good for them. So let's go ahead and get out of the preview here. Move my face down here. And I'll show you kind of how this all works. So they split up infographics into these vertical blocks, these vertical sections. And you can change the order of it. So kind of like a slideshow where you're moving slides around. That's how this works in infographics. And you can see here, it makes it really easy for you to create a long kind of cascading infographic. So let me show you. So if we get down to the bottom here, Wow, it's a long one. Let's say we want to go from get dressed to brighten your desk again. So I can copy this, and it'll just make a duplicate of that section, and I'll move it down. I'll change the number to 21, maybe. And now let's just make our colors correct. So we want this to be that dark color here. I'm just going to copy that little bit. Oops. But let's just change the color. So this should be that dark color, I believe. I'll click here, and you can see the colors will already pull up all the colors that are currently on the page. And you also can create your own palettes or use color presets here. So I think this color is that guy. Yeah, correct. And so now you can very quickly go ahead and make your color palette match what's on the screen. I think it's that one there. Perfect. So how easy is that? Now I can click on this little illustration here, and let's replace that icon with something different. Let's say, all right, so what would be a tip for working from home? Maybe get a soundproof squares. So get a soundproof square. Click and type. Very easy to use. Save the noise from the kids. All right, so now we need to find an icon that would kind of be like that. I want to show you their new icon packs here. So now they have, with their new version 2.0, they've brought in these animated graphics. So I can go to illustrations, and let me just search for kid. I don't know if we're going to get anything. Look at that. So it looks like this is going to pull up everything. Let's see this guy. So this might work, but I just want to show you the illustrations. So let's go under real estate, social media, internet, transportation. Let's do health and sports. Let's see if there's something like family. That wouldn't really be too appropriate. Here we go. Very zen. Okay, cool. So let's get rid of that guy, and I'll just drag this one into its place. And now one thing that is normally a problem here, notice what happened. The figure, the person there, is that dark color, which is pretty much the exact same color as this background. In almost every other graphics program that I see, you'd be kind of out of luck here. You'd have to change the background color because within a GIF, it's really hard to change the colors within that GIF, right? Well, check this out. I'm going to click on the color palette up here, and it's going to allow me to change every component of color here. So I think the person's probably that black color. I'm going to click that one and make it a light gray, maybe white. Maybe it's this color I'm trying to get. There we go. So maybe that one there. So you can actually change the colors inside of an animated GIF. I've never seen that to be able to be done before, so that's pretty cool. So now let's preview this and just see what it looks like, and we'll scroll down to the new thing we just created. Like, could you see yourself creating this as like a product for somebody? You could easily charge for this alone and create. You can go through any blog post that somebody's already created. See, check that out. So we actually changed the color inside of an animated GIF, and it didn't force us to change everything around it. Like if you find a video you like, you want to use in it, normally you have to make the rest of the color scheme work for that. But here you can actually brand the graphics to fit your brand and not be like locked in. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's enough on infographics. I could easily see you using this as a service on its own, or simply to spruce up your own marketing. So we'll call this a work from home. All right. Error renaming project. Well, it seems like it took. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's create something else here. You're likely going to want to be able to make social media graphics. So I've been getting into ads way more again, kind of that time of life. So let's make an ad real quick. So you scroll through here, see all the different options for ads. So let's go ahead and just start with this guy here. I'll show you the stock images in this example. So this background, maybe we're not doing typing or digital marketing. Maybe we're doing crafting. So I'm going to look for photos, and I'm simply going to search for craft. All right, so already I can see one that would be way nicer. So as I drag this in, it says add it as a background or drop here to add to the canvas. So I'm going to add it as a background. And just like that, that image looks fantastic. It looks like it fits perfectly. You can drag it around as well to kind of pick a different part of the image to be your background. And I think that's going to do well for me right there. Perfect. So instead of digital marketing, let's just call this crafting. Crafting at home. Online course, perfect. More information, perfect. that might even work well as also. But let's go back to our graphics here and show you all the different options you have here. So if you want to do some lines or arrows, that's all well and good to spruce it up. Their icon library is really deep, and they've done a good job at allowing you to really find what you're looking for easily. So let's see if there's anything here that looks kind of crafty. So maybe these, I like that kayak, but not for what we're doing here. Let's just have a happy kid. That'll be a nice icon here. And boom, that looks like I would run this ad in a heartbeat, right? This would be a pretty good one here. So let's call this crafting ad. And just like that, you can download it as a PNG. You can also choose high resolution or not. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there's two reasons you might want to use these these images, right? Like one is on your sales page where you don't want it to be too high definition because that can slow down the page. The file size can be too large. So you can turn that off and just do a regular PNG in that instance. Or if you want to do it for an ad, Facebook and all these social media platforms, they do all the compression on their side. So you want to give them the best possible image you can up front, take it high def, and you're good to go. You can also download it as a GIF or an MP4. If you include those animated things inside of your content, it can do that for you as well. You just download it as a PNG, high resolution. And let's take a look at how the file size looks and how that comes out as well. All right, so now it's downloaded. I'll just put it here in my downloads and open it up. Looks great, right? And if I review the file size, open this here. So it can come out at 1.5 megs here, but if I were to download this as not high resolution, let's just do like a JPEG for making it as small as possible. If you wanted to reduce the hit on your website, you don't need to take these graphics and then compress them further. I'll show you here. It's only 227 kilobytes, and if I look at it, it still looks absolutely gorgeous, so I'd be happy to run that on my website. All right, so we've shown you a couple different aspects. Let me see if there's something that you really should see here that I haven't shown you yet. Custom size printables. Let's make a quick printable. If you want to offer a free lead magnet or something to grow your business, printables are fantastic for that. I'm looking to see, probably documents would be a better place to look for those. So let's say you want to make a little ebook. We'll come here to the ebook section. How nice that is. And you can see it gives you 8.5 by 11. So these are great. You can design these in Visme and they can be printed out like a real book for your end user using regular paper here. So if I look through here, I wouldn't go too far off the beaten trail here. Oh, poor Italy as an ebook brand. That's really sad. All right, let's stay happy. So we'll go to the 2018 Nutrition Guide. We'll use this as our template starter kit. And you can see what we get here is it gives you one of each kind of the different page templates. So you've got your home page, kind of like your dedication or the synopsis page, some content page with some image heavy options, a couple different column looks here. So a lot of different styles, and I can click on add a new page if I want to create more content here. I don't see a lot for actually written content on this one here. That might be better for the white pages, but you get the idea. What's really cool about this as well, let me kind of use this one as another example. You click on a chart and you can actually create the chart inside Visme. Like you probably would think this is something that you just copied and pasted from Excel or whatever, but I'm going to go ahead and say, let's change this to sushi. Let's change this to burgers. Let's change this to chicken. And I'll say 100, 120, and 300. I don't know what this graph is supposed to show, but you get the idea. Now check that out. So this is all automatically changed inside of the data there. You can also change to different chart types. This is actually really fun to play with. What's even crazier is I'm pretty sure, let's see, that animation I think is actually going to stick. So if I preview this now, and let me see if I can zoom this down. Can I make this? Not really. All right. So as we preview this thing, let's see if I lied to you. Oh, no, there it is. Look at that. It'll actually do the animations inside of your PDF. What? Obviously, if you print it, it'll show the non-animated version. But there you go. So if you want to create an engaging freebie or white paper, this would be an awesome way to do it. All right, we're running a little bit long, so let me just kind of wrap this up here. Visme is a pretty cool tool. I'm using it personally. I'm crafting a webinar right now for a client, and I'm using Visme primarily to really kick the waters and test it out. And the more I dove into it, the more I liked it. Because one of the challenges when you're creating longer form presentations especially is kind of capturing their attention and making it interesting, especially if they're not going to be on the camera while they're recording. And these built-in animations, these built-in graphics, these built-in templates saves you a ton of time. And I could see, I'm a geeky guy. Like I kind of like to do the really techie sales funnel stuff. But if you're not and you like design and you want to be able to start a business from home, I could see this being really one of the only tools you would need to go and serve bloggers, to serve freelancers, to serve other types of small businesses by providing them graphics that are eye-popping, really catchy, and you can make them really quickly, as you can see here. So if you want to check it out, click on the link down below. I'm John from incomesh.com. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope everything is good with you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.